Hey, Indian Hills students, staff, and families. Mr. Went here, your principal. Hey, I decided to share my screen before we started this recording, so there you go. Learning something new every week. So, as you can see, this week is pretty full. As you can see on today, September 22nd, have the Monday message going on right now. We start our booster this week, PBIS, time to be responsible. So kids get to classes on time this end of the week here on Friday. If you, during Tiger Time, if you meet that incentive or that booster, you'll receive a reward, a prize that'll be shared with you on Friday. Also, rock, paper, scissors challenge coming up here shortly when you're finished kind of updating your calendar, checking grades, getting organized for the week. And we're going to update our Chromebook and clear our cache. Cache, that's how you say that. I did learn that last week. Shout out to Ruth for that. Then if we look at September 23rd, Tuesday, Encore for All, that's the beginning of Encore for the school year. Those of you who don't know what Encore is, it's a time where we can have teachers polling students to get additional support that they might need and provide students with extensions and things like that. And so that starts on the 23rd. That's for everybody. Typically, we will prioritize those based on subject area. But for this week, since it's the first time, we're having all kids in all content areas engage in that. So no priority for polling students there. On Wednesday, September 24th, we do have some signups though on that day. You can see for wrestling, that's open to 7th and 8th grade. And then we also have a girls basketball meeting in the media center during Tiger Time on Wednesday. So be looking ahead to that. Then a second step lesson, lesson number 2 for the school year. Thursday and Friday, or I should say Thursday is another day, just like Tuesday, Encore for All. And then we have some additional things to do when you're finished with that. And then Friday, you do need to bring your Chromebooks and phones. We'll do a fundraiser check-in, which is something you learned about last week. And so we'll kind of check in on our progress there. And then we're going to look for our Tiger Time tardies, and we're rewarding our students for getting to classes on time. And then we're going to do some homecoming week prep. So homecoming is coming up. We are in the process of organizing a pep assembly, which I'll explain more about probably in next week's weekly message. But we do have homecoming coming up on the week of September 29th. And again, Friday, October 3rd is a day we are looking at planning a pep assembly to start our day. And so we'd run a different schedule for that morning, but we wouldn't necessarily have students coming in earlier than they normally would. We would keep our bell-to-bell schedule, just shorten those class periods a little bit. Two more updates, or a couple more updates here I wanted to share with you guys. Based on that homecoming week, we will have dress up days. Our student council is just getting up and running. I believe today is the first day for that. And so those students are going to put together some dress up days for everybody to engage in during the homecoming week. One thing that I'm noticing here, a couple things that I'm noticing, school-wide expectations. Remember, when you come to school, if you want to have breakfast or you're bringing a drink from home or something to that effect, those need to be finished and keeping those in the cafeteria. Once you're done with those, you throw them away and then head to your first period class. We're starting to see more and more of those in the hallways, which if you spill a Starbucks drink or a Scooter's drink, that is going to make quite a mess. And so we want to make sure we're keeping those in an area that's contained so that we can get those mopped up and any spills we can get taken care of right away. The second thing I wanted to share with you, during our lunchtime when we are shifting back to Tiger Time or when we're headed to 6th period, it's very important that when we have our phones or personal electronic devices during that lunchtime, that when we are going back to class, we're returning those to your lockers. So be sure that you're doing that and following that school-wide expectation. We're starting to see a little bit of an uptick in kids not doing that. And so we want to avoid having to move through our cell phone consequence matrix and just making sure that we're doing the right thing with that. All right. Well, that is it for this week's weekly video message. Mr. Went here again, your principal. And a couple of last reminders. Go ahead and students get out your binders and calendars, and we're going to start updating those here shortly. And as always, Tiger Pride, every stride. Thanks, everyone.